All right, here we go today. Let's talk about what we've been talking about all morning. I knew Google I/O keynote yesterday was going to be important and interesting, and it's something for the first time, at least in my career. It's not new to you, Duran, but I'm following these announcements because it's impacting the work of comms. I mean, everybody should be paying attention.
Yep. And similarly, anything that has to do with bottom funnel, SEO, content, different levels of awareness stages when it comes to your marketing, your branding, it really affects everything, because Google is still the number one distribution channel when it comes to bottom funnel traffic. And I think that they're playing with fire. There are a lot of changes here, right? Like making the AI mode default. I think they're reacting to the consumer really leveraging AI and using these AI models very effectively. Yeah. I don't think their decisions are based on data anymore. What do you think about that? I don't think they're looking at their data and they're like, oh, our users are loving our AI. I don't think that's what's happening. I think they're really just trying to compete. The model is changing.
I think it's just moving so fast that there isn't time for that. And I think we're seeing that in our proof of concepts and our own tests that we're doing, like information agents in search. Like, this isn't the data to give you links to a click. It's pulling citation and synthesizing things just based on sometimes what's most recent. That's why there's those stories of someone who's like, I created a fake brand and now AI is citing me. And that's why.
Yep. And I'm seeing some conversations also on different forums about this, and making the AI mode default, they're making way too many changes in the sponsored as well. So a huge risk, I think, but like you said, I think it's moving so fast that they can't afford not to be in this game. And I don't know, I feel like the Google glasses and all of that stuff, I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, it's kind of like old news,
I know. Wait, I have to show you something.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Snapchat released spectacles?
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be the next big thing, and I'm so excited. I drove out to the Grand Canyon for a scavenger hunt that they were doing to get these sneakers, and then had my real lenses put in them.
You went all out.
I mean, Nerdville, right?
How many times did you use it?
I used it for like a year, and I looked like an idiot when I look back at pictures.
Yeah, that's actually good.
I look like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I want to see how this plays out, but I don't know. I didn't see anything like crazy cutting edge from that announcement. And it just makes me, as a marketer and as somebody with hundreds of clients, like, it makes me very nervous how they're playing. I just want to see how this affects their algorithm, their bids, their conversion targeting, how it affects Google Shopping. They've been pushing the hell out of Google Shopping.
Universal cart, right? Agents that can buy on the user's behalf. So this is where I want to get a little nerdy, because PR people, we're not thinking about revenue. We're not thinking about rev ops. But when our content is the stuff that's creating the answer for a universal agent, isn't that where people should be thinking for the next 6 months?
So in my opinion, there are a couple of challenges with that. Number one, compliance. Compliance is still not there, right? And good luck. I mean, if you already gave your agents purchasing power, and if you built any kind of agents that can buy stuff on Amazon for it, it's just really risky. Yeah. The tokens are not there yet. The authorization tokens are not there yet. Like, the technology is there, but compliance is not there yet. But there are examples of these types of transactions that are currently happening, but it's not within a centralized system yet. So I'm not sold yet on the agent to agent purchasing just because I don't see the buy-in yet.
Okay.
Like the end user is not there yet. We're still very controlling, and we're still very, OpenClaw came out and Claude walked away and GPT came in. Like, even you look at like OpenClaw, you look at Hermes, you look at Cloud Code, like, we're doing certain things, and we are kind of protective over our QA as well. Like, we run millions of prompts, but we validate everything. So I think the technology is there, but the adoption is not there yet. But it will come. And when it comes, it's going to be fast.
And giving control, this just happened this morning. A friend of mine who runs a very popular podcast pitching service, I got a weird message from him on LinkedIn. And it joked, it was like, hey, your work looks really interesting. Would love to set up a call. And I replied back, hi, whoever's running his account, we're actually friends. And he goes, about an hour later, he's like, oh my gosh, that was OpenClaw. Like, it just gave full access, and it's spamming his, LinkedIn.
Same thing with LinkedIn. I mean, majority, like how many emails, how many lame emails do you get like that? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about the spam automation, because it's really freaking annoying.
Do you think we're going to get more? Do you think we're going to get more in the next 6 months because of all these tools?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to. I mean, I think people are going to just kill their reputation with all of these AI automation models. Like that's one thing that I tell my assistants and my people, like, don't send AI slop. Now, I wasn't saying that 6 months ago. I was like, just let's test it out. But now it's so much like, we all get these emails, right? Oh, Duran, I saw that you're the CEO of Zen Media, and here's my offer, like pitch. And it's all generic shit, and they fall into the inbox. So I spam that right away. Number one. Number two, if you're doing anything on Instagram, those Instagram and LinkedIn comments, like, you like, comment if you want, blah, blah, blah. And people comment, like, I'll put it like a legitimate comment. I'll be like, look, I don't agree with this. And they're like, oh, I just sent it to your DM. Like, you didn't even read my comment. I didn't want your shitty automation offer, I was actually commenting. It's just, it's gotten to a point where people are like, they don't care. They're like, let me pull you into my Claude integrated, Instagram messaging. It's just, no, you can't, I said this a couple of years ago. The only thing left is human interaction. You can't take human interaction out of business. It's just never going to happen. So that's why, because of all this spammy stuff that's going on, I don't know if I'm convinced yet that, agent to agent transactions are ready. Now, this is happening already. This is ready at the B2B industrial level. Like, we have clients who do automated purchase orders between two AI models. This is already happening, but I don't know if it's going to go all the way down to the model of, hey, I want to automate these purchases for my house, or, I want to buy these 100 things from Amazon. It's not ready yet, because you'll know when it's ready, because Amazon will launch it. They'll be the first ones to launch it. So, but it's still, the concept of that is exciting. I'm waiting for the credit card tokenizations that allow agents to purchase with virtual tokens. The moment that happens, because you need virtual tokens, like almost one-time purchase credit cards that you can create on an API manner, like API basis. I'm waiting for that, because I would use that system.
Yes.
I would use a virtual card for every single transaction. It also fixes the security issues, but the bank's systems are not ready for that yet. Like, Ramp.com does it. They do a very good job at it. You can create unlimited virtual cards. Amex has a feature, but it's crazy, impossible, gated right now. We use it. But it's almost like, why can't I create this on a per transaction basis? That would kill fraud altogether. There would be no fraud.
Ooh, I mean, that's good for me.
Yeah. So going back to Google's, what else really caught your attention? What do you think is going to change?
This is maybe a relatively simple thing, but Gemini, Spark, and Daily Brief. So Google's going to ship its own AI briefing product. Think about, I'm looking at now SaaS tools, paid things that from a PR industry we access either for infrastructure to our clients or how we actually work and operate. And these two things are what always fascinates me, because my thesis is that every employee who makes 100K plus should be doing $1 million plus in output for a company using the tech stacks available. I think in the next 6 to 12 months, maybe further out, employees are going to be held to higher output standards and how they can actually impact business in the bottom line.
Yeah, and we see this right in our systems as well. Sarah, you're the nerd of Claude AI skills, like Claude skills.
What makes you think that?
and we're doing that in our organization right now. From a scalability, efficiency, quality control standpoint, it kind of sucks, but we don't actually want people to do like random strategies anymore. We want you to follow a specific process. And one of the Charles Godet, my business coach, told me this years ago. He said, if you want to scale, you have to remove variation out of execution. Like the way that John executes needs to be exactly the same way that Michael executes. And the Claude skills, if you can hack it, like give you that capability. So if I'm going to do a Gen AI notice, if I'm going to do an editorial piece, if I'm going to do an SEO blog post, if I'm going to do an anchor article, the whole team should have access to the same execution. And Claude skills do that for you. So we're working on that. But simultaneously, you're also kind of killing the creativity of the individual when you do that, because you want the quality. But we have the skill update for that, so anybody can suggest skill updates if you want to control the output. But similar thing, I think Google is going after the same thing. They're like, okay, what functionality can I give to people, what feature, so that I can keep them longer on my channel, on my infrastructure. And that's Google's objective.
Well, and ChatGPT does this now too, right? If you do something, it asks you all those follow-up questions. Do you want to make this better? I can also do this. Do you want to add this on? Because they want to keep that. But you said something, killing human creativity. There is this, Pollyanna version of, I do want to believe that there's good and people want to keep that, but what percentage of people don't care and they just want as much automation and whatever is possible? I also think that 6 months out and beyond, that human creativity will be one of the most valuable things that we have, and it's a differentiator now.
Yep. And I'm seeing this with, there are really good marketers that I follow. They make, good money, growth hackers. And you kind of see as they surpass the 15, 20, $25 million mark, it just becomes very robotic. There's no personal attention anymore. And that begs the question, this is maybe one of the reasons why you can't, can you have an agency that does $100 million in annual revenue that kind of gives that personal attention to people without automating the business aspect of it? That's one of the challenges as well in the agency world, which is, like, you need that personal touch. And how are you going to do that? And I see a lot of people that are automating this, and they're, the moment you start doing that, the moment people feel like they're just a credit card or another purchase, they're gonna leave you negative reviews. They're not going to enjoy that experience. I
mean, not everybody gets as excited about how much automation and efficiency can occur. I mean, I still value talking to a human. I guess that's something that won't change. And I was talking to a college class last week, and I, for the past 20 years, have said a similar thing. I always used to say, if you're a great writer, you'll always have a job. It's a similar version of that. I think that's still true, because it's that human in the loop, that human layer component that still is most important. We said this on yesterday's show. I said, we were showing a Claude skill. I said, you cannot get in and replicate this skill. So I don't care that I'm telling you it exists, because it's built off my personal knowledge. It's built off of proof of concept. It's built off of iterations. So it is not easily replicated, but that's also now like our IR. I don't want I don't want to just give that out to everybody because your brain has value, my brain has value. So who do we share that with? Who gets access to it?
I think it's also having a good harmony. Like you can't automate everything, you know, for the purpose of efficiency. You can't automate creativity, and that's one of the things that I tell our people. And also, I actually just launched a course at Florida International University for AI visibility and perception. And the same thing that I was, you know, telling the students there, which is like, don't let AI do everything for you.
Yeah.
You can't just go to AI and like you know, in our organization we see this as well. Just the exchanges we're having with a prospect or client today is just stop sending me AI response emails that make no sense. Like it just, you're not making sense because you're copy pasting from AI and you're sending me something. It's not following the context of the conversation we've had. And millions of people are doing this. And you look like an idiot. You look like a jackass when you do that, right? Or
It's
even
true.
on Slack, we have people having AI conversations. I'm like, guys, stop having AI conversations.
And I can spot, and most of us probably here can spot AI in 6 seconds, 8 seconds, call it what you want. My son, who's 14, he can spot deep fakes, AI, like slap. I'll ask him sometimes, I'm like, do you think this was written by AI? Like a professional email? Said, absolutely. Yeah. I said, would you ever send this? No. I said, good.
Yeah.
So we talked through it. And then
read it over.
More time.
Like read it over. Yeah, I mean, look, I use AI to send emails and recaps, but I read it over and I make a lot of changes. You can't just copy paste without reading. It doesn't work.
You know what I do, Duran? And you won't be surprised. I have a Sarah's voice skill. So once I do a draft of something or a workshop, I say, now run it through my checklist.
Yeah.
And it removes all of that. And yesterday it gave me one of the best. It was very real. Again, that skill is built off of all of my knowledge, all of these things that I want to say. So it's not fake. It's not M-dashed. It's not made up. It's referenced in my voice and context, but it gave me the most realistic response to date that did not sound like AI.
Number one, don't share it with people.
I'll share it with you.
Number two, that was number two. Share it with me. Let me see your 55 checklist nerd output, because your stuff is always very, very good. Because again, you know, here's the thing. Yes, you can automate it, but you have to sit down and do your work, like do the due diligence. Like yesterday, I was forging a skill. I was creating a skill for our strategy execution, blueprint execution. It literally took me 5 hours. I sat down there one by one, like, here is what you do. No, change that. That doesn't work. No, change that. That doesn't work. And if you didn't want to do that, like, there's another skill that you have on GitHub that actually does that feedback loop for you. But at the end, you still have to review it. So going back to Google's announcement of all these automations and everything else that they're working on, I'm just really curious to see how that's going to apply to the end user at the end of the day. You know, how it applies to sponsored, how it applies to their click-throughs. Look, if I had to guess, obviously I don't see Google's numbers. I got to look at their earnings and all of that. But I can't imagine their CTRs got to be decreasing significantly, and the cost per clicks need to be, you know, I already see it. Like, for the same number of clicks, it's actually up. You have to spend more money, which tells me that their click-through rates are low, which is a challenge.
I mean, I can't solve it for them. It's interesting. It's fascinating. My biggest concern is, how do we make sure that AI perception for our clients represents exactly how they want to be seen and how they want to be known? So even all the infrastructure, and we have a lot of fun talking about cloud skills. Every skill serves a purpose, and that purpose is to, oh, I see the screen coming. All right.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the bullshit that I don't like with Google. AI visibility agency. Above the fold, everything is sponsored. Where's the search? This is not search. This is just you pushing the 4 people that are going to give you $50 per click. Like, this is just so messed up. And this is, I'm telling you, this is not going to last. And they are already losing market share. And if you look at this, then you have the AI overviews. This is what's so powerful. And again, Profound shows up here because they have a good resource. Profound does a good job. Level agency, and then Reddit. So on Reddit, how to choose an AI visibility agency pops up, and then you can, you have to be in all of these conversations, right? And if you look at this, actually, if you look at this entire thing of what shows up and how it shows up, people are asking these questions, so Reddit is always good. And if you want to look at more of this, let's go, what are the top 5 visibility agencies, right?
Go create a Reddit account if you don't have one. I have one that is primed. I've used it for 15 years. It is essential right now.
Yeah, you have to be in these conversations, but like I said, it's like, let's go back to the AI mode. So when you go to the AI mode, what's going to happen is the first thing that's going to, again, Hamster Garage, the best AI visibility agency guide, these guides, Reddit. You see now, I don't know though, when they make AI mode the default mode, where are they going to put the ads?
Above.
Yeah, I mean, they got to sprinkle it here. Yeah. Where are the ads here? In the AI mode right now, I don't see ads running. Let me refresh it. Where are the ads? Is this an ad? This is not an ad. How are they gonna mark sponsored?
I'm curious. And then
yeah,
how do you, and if the average consumer can't tell the difference between the sponsored and organic in this view, do ads become more valuable? Does that play then matter more?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Google did such a good job in optimizing the algorithm for their paid sponsored, but they just messed up the placement. You can't just take everything above the fold and make it all sponsored. But I think, again, they're really trying to get their numbers. They're trying to get their numbers. Sponsored search is still their, one of their top revenue lines, and they haven't been able to get the formula. And speaking about sponsored search, if you haven't already applied to advertise on ChatGPT, do that right now. And you have to apply. They have to approve you. Let me just show this really quickly, because I know 99% of people who are going to listen to this have not done it. So just go put ChatGPT ads, and advertise ChatGPT for business. Oh no, where are the ads? OpenAI ads. There we go. This is the link. So ads.openai.com. Go and hit start now. Log in and submit, because they take, I don't know, a couple of business days to approve you. So you want to be in here. And the way that ChatGPT shows ads is actually very, very smart. They're going to get so much market share away from Google, in my opinion. So if you haven't done that, definitely do that today.
I love this takeaway. All right. I think that's everything for this morning, and I'm excited to see what happens between now and tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.